Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television. We are live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodu. President Bola Tinubu has asked the Senate to confirm the Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Yemi Kadaso as the chairman of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Apex Bank. The newly constituted MPC will hold its first policy meeting under Kadaso between February 26th and 27th. The appointment was contained in a letter from Tinubu addressed to the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and read on the floor at plenary. Vice President Kashim Shettima has arrived at the venue of the swearing-in of Bayelsa State Governor Doyin Diri and his deputy Lawrence Erudakpo in Yenagoa. Diri and his deputy had earlier arrived at the Samson Siasia Sports Complex in Yenagoa for their second-term inauguration. They will take fresh oath of office to be administered by the state's Chief Judge, Matilda Ayemiye. The Vice President of Liberia, Jeremiah Kun, is also gracing the event. Also present are former President Olusegun Obasanjo and Goodluck Jonathan, among other dignitaries. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has administered the oath of office on 3 new senators who recently won by-elections in their respective districts. They are Pam Mankon, Action Democratic Party, Plateau North, Anthony Ani, All Progressive Congress, Ebonyi South, and Musa, All Progressive Congress, Yobe East. They were subsequently led to their respective seats after their swearing-in during plenary in Abuja. Oyi Agbomofuegbe has more.
During plenary, the upper chamber also went into closed-door meeting with the service chiefs owing to the worsening security situation in the country. Security chiefs in attendance include Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Army Staff, the Chief of the Air Staff, and Chief of Naval Staff. Aside security issues, the lawmakers also were concerned about Nigeria's economy. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, was also in the Senate chamber with lawmakers. Oyi Agbomofuegbe, Global Television News.
About 60 members of the Federal House of Representatives are currently seeking amendment to the 1999 Constitution to transition from the current presidential system to the parliamentary system of government. Led by a lawmaker representing Lagos State under the All Progressive Congress, Wale Raji, the lawmakers identified the need for reducing the cost of government and robust policy debates, among others, as some of the reasons for demanding a return to parliamentary system. Meanwhile, following a 10-hour closed-door meeting with service chiefs and some key ministers discussing rising insecurity, the Senate has expressed satisfaction with how the service chiefs have been managing the security situation in the country. The Senate said it was impressed with the determination and focus of the service chiefs in addressing the situation. It urged them to continue to be steadfast in ensuring the security of lives and property. The closed-door session was held primarily because of the nation's worsening security situation, as there has been a rise in insecurity across Nigeria, with almost daily cases of killings and kidnappings. The Nigerian Governors Spouses Forum, NGSF, has called on the federal government and state government to declare state of emergency on the substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking in Nigeria, with a view to mobilizing resources to tackling the pandemic. The call was one of the resolutions in the communique signed by Chairperson of the Forum and First Lady of Kwara State, Ambassador Olufalake Abdul Razak, issued on Tuesday, 13 February 2024, at the end of a 2-day drug prevention and treatment care training organized by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency for wives of state governors in Abuja. While acknowledging the urgent need to take control and revigorate the state drug control committees for optimal functioning for states that have one, the governor's wife stressed the need for the federal government and state governors to declare state of emergency on illicit drug use and trafficking pandemic, with a view to mobilizing resources to tackle the menace. Nigeria's security chiefs have resolved to use the National Identification Number (NIN) and the Bank Verification Number for identifying and apprehending criminals. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, Yemi Adaramodu, disclosed interagency rivalry and the lack of synergy between security agencies had been identified as some of the challenges of Nigeria's security architecture. Insecurity has worsened in many parts of the country with daily reports of killings and kidnappings. This necessitated the meeting the security chiefs had with the Senate. The Nigerian government has requested the assistance of the International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol, to hunt and arrest 3 defendants in the alleged withdrawal of $6.2 million from the Central Bank of Nigeria. CBN last year said through forged document, the Office of the Special Investigator of the CBN, Jim Obazi, made the request after obtaining an order of the Federal High Court in Abuja. The office, through a letter by its head of operations, named defendants Adamu Abubakar, Imam Abubakar, and Odo Ochene as the culprits. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission had earlier charged Ochene, who is at large, alongside former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele, before the Federal High Court in Abuja, with stealing the said sum under the pretense that it was requested by the presidency to pay international election observers. The Minister of State, Labour and Employment in Kiruka, Onyejocha, hosted a meeting between the federal government and organized labor to stave off the planned strike by the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress, which ended up in a deadlock. The party in Abuja could not convince the unions to suspend the strike slated for February 23rd. This was as the Association of Master Bakers and Caterers of Nigeria threatened to down tools by February 27, 2024, if the federal government failed to implement the agreement it entered into it with the association in 2020. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, in an interview, sought the understanding of the union, saying they are optimistic Labour will see reason and the strike will be averted in the interest of the nation. The House of Representatives has tasked the Federal Ministry of Health with taking decisive action against hospitals and healthcare facilities refusing to treat accident or gunshot patients without a police report. The resolution followed an adoption of a motion by Odianosin Okoji, APC Edo, at plenary on Tuesday in Abuja. Earlier, Okoji said that the provisions of Section 1 of the Compulsory Treatment and Care for Victims of Gunshot Act 2017 provide that every hospital is to receive and treat victims of gunshot wounds with or without police clearance. According to him, hospitals and healthcare facilities have an ethical and legal obligation to preserve human life, regardless of the circumstances. Nigeria Labour Congress NLC has called on the federal government to consider annual review of national minimum wage because of the inflation trend and value of Naira. Joe Ajero, NLC president, made the call in Abuja at the second National Labour Adjudication and Arbitration Forum organized by the National Employers Consultative Association. Ajero said government should have a rethink on the 5-year cycle of minimum wage, which it was not favorable to the Nigerian workers. According to him, no matter the amount negotiated, it would have been eaten up by inflation before the end of the 5-year cycle. According to him, there is need to tinker with the law providing for 5-yearly renegotiation of national minimum wage to allow for yearly adjustment of wages based on the rate of inflation and value of the Naira. The Nigerian Police Force has raised alarm over the increasing access and cases of involvement of the Nigerian youths between ages 20 to 25 in criminal activities ranging from kidnapping to gun running nationwide, urging parents to be alert and give their children proper home training. The alarm was raised through the Force Public Relations Officer ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, while 26 suspects for various offenses were paraded. Kikelemo Okere tells us more.
Parade for various offenses ranging from kidnapping, unlawful possession of firearms, gun running, courtesan, to mention but few. Items recovered from them include 10 sets of military camouflage uniforms, 10 pieces of camel pack, 12 military hats, 3 cardigans, 3 t-shirts, 2 belts, and 3 anklets were recovered from the suspects. Police also recovered weapons which include 6 AK-49 rifles, 2 SMG, 1 locally fabricated AK-47 rifle, a revolver, 290 rounds of AK-47 live ammunition, 4 AK-47 magazines, 2 SMG magazines, 2 pump-action rifles, a Dane gun, 2 Volkswagen cars, bags containing several illicit drugs, 2.2 million naira cash, and other dangerous weapons. The force spokesman says police operative acting on credible intelligence launched a manhunt and arrested a suspect over illegal possession of prohibited firearms in Kaduna.
Each of these individuals played a distinct role in perpetuating crimes that have been instilled fear and anguish in communities across the nation. Since when you don't start this business?
You want to speak the truth.
Okay.
Abunda ke akwai ni ban san wannan bawan Allah shi mai gidan Hanza wanda ke daji ana ce mai Ma'azu Hanza ya tura mai lambata. That one man in the bush who is boss to Muazu, that one bandit in the bush, that Hamza sent his number to him. It's true. To daman akwai wata ma'alƙashiya wadda shi wannan mun taɓa faɗa da shi. That the ones have grudges with Hamza. Shi sai yake dan ban san shi ba ma ido da ido shi mai gidan Hamza. I don't even know the man face to face. Sai ya kira ni. He now called him. Sai bani buhun dawa guda 4. He now gave him bag of millet 4. Da buhun da empty robobi. With empty robbers. The empty robobi, the empty jarakai. And empty jarakansa. The ore.
Okay, the story there is that they used to bury hams inside bags of grains under his seat as he has a golf.
Following the ongoing investigation into the daily killing and unrest caused by rival secret cults in Edo State, operatives from FID and IRT also arrested Edosa Obasui, Abu Mary, Endurance, Monday Utubu, and Esther Abu Mary in Ekpoma area of Edo State.
A search of their residences led to the recovery of 2 pump-action guns, numerous voter cards belonging to different individuals, 19 live cartridges, 4 expended cartridges, 1 wooden carved gun, that's a dummy gun, illicit drugs, charms, and their cell phones. During interrogation, they affirmed that the killings in the state were carried out by the Eye confraternity as a result of the rivalry between Eyes and Mafites. Edosa Obasui, where in Edo?
Ikpobaoka, local government area.
Ikpobaoka, local government. Are you a student?
No, sir.
Are you a graduate?
No, sir.
Did you go to school at all?
A school start holder.
School start holder.
Yes, sir.
What took you to cultism?
It was one of my bad friends that involved me into that.
Use the mic, please. Use the mic.
It was one of my bad friends that involved me some time ago.
Involved you? How did he involve you? What did he tell you to convince you?
He deceived me. That is the best way.
Furthermore, the operative of the FID SCS also intercepted the movement of military accoutrement from Kaduna to Zamfara State, precisely Shinkafa local government area. The suspects were said to have been supplying military camouflage to notorious bandit Bello Tunji and his gang members, who in turn have been terrorizing the state.
Are you a soldier?
I'm civilian, sir.
You're a civilian. What are you doing with the uniforms? All these are catchment.
The uniform come from my best friend.
Your best friend?
Alasan, yes, sir. He's Air Force, Nigerian Air Force.
He's still serving?
What, sir?
Is he the staff? Abi don't come out.
Yes, he's the staff.
He don't come out.
Yes, he don't come
out.
out.
We don't commercial him.
Yes.
He don't come out. What did he say make they take and do?
He sent it to Bello Authority.
What did Bello Authority they do?
They wear that uniform.
To do what?
To go to operation.
What operation?
Kidnap it and something like that.
The force is, however, resolute in its plans to dismantle all criminal syndicates, particularly those supplying arms and ammunition to bandits, before going after the main criminals. Adejobi further reassured the commitment of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, towards ensuring the safety and security of all Nigerians and the foreigners alike. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The Nigerian Meteorological Agency has said that the excessive heat being experienced in the country presently would remain for a while. NIMET disclosed this in its weather and climate update posted on its official X page. The agency in the post also outlined the weather's implications and provided guidance to the public on how to manage the situation. NIMET said air temperatures hit 41 degrees Celsius over the north and 39 degrees Celsius over the south, with model projections indicating temperatures to remain high in the coming days. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Osun Command, says it will continue to partner with the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps to fight crimes and drug abuse. The NDLEA State Commander Chidi Nadi made this known when the Osun NSCDC State Commander, Dr. Aderelewa Akintayo, paid him a courtesy visit in Osogbo. Nadi said that both commands would not relent in their synergy and strategies towards ensuring the safety of lives and properties in the state. He commended the NSCDC boss for the visit, adding that it would further foster unity in achieving the set goals and mandate of the security outfits. As part of measures to secure the nation's capital, the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has placed a 20 million naira bounty on 2 wanted kidnappers terrorizing the territory. Kike Lomo Okeri reports that Wike made the commitment in Abuja when he paid a working visit to FCT Police Command.
Upon arrival at the FCT Command, Wike was received by the Commissioner of Police, Bennett Igwe, and then proceeded to inspect the guards on parade. Addressing the officers, the minister, while commending the new Commissioner of Police for the successes recorded so far since his assumption of duty, promised to provide all the needed support to win the war against insecurity in the Federal Capital Territory. Wike further placed a bounty of 20 million naira on 2 kidnappers, Dahiru Adamu and Abu Ibrahim, who are currently on the wanted list of the FCT Police Command for kidnapping in the nation's capital.
Just give it to them. You said it's remaining about 2 or 3 persons. Okay, let me put money on their head. So wherever they are, send their men out there. I'll give them 20 million naira. Go and fish them out, wherever they are. Use that money on their head. I want to see them live or dead.
Earlier in his remark, the Commissioner of Police, FCT Command Bennett Igwe, warned criminals to stay off Federal Capital Territory, saying the war against insecurity will be extended to the neighboring states like Niger, Nasarawa, and Kaduna states to make FCT a safe space. He further reiterated the commitment of the police to secure the lives and properties of residents.
Mortgage housing estate in Kabusa. They have finished, they have confessed to that, Your Excellency. They are responsible for the kidnap in Keti village, Fulani resident, where the Al-Hadi Sani, when people know the area is a popular place, they are responsible. They are responsible for the kidnap of a gate man and her madam in Kabusa estate. They are equally responsible for the kidnap of Mr. Sunday Zakwai and 4 others. Mr. Sunday Zakwai, the district head, they killed him. They have equally confessed that, Excellency. They are equally responsible for the kidnap. That was what led to our arresting them yesterday. The 2 staff of the Ministry of Defense, the Defense Estate kidnap. This is their work. And we recovered the sum of 9 million naira ransom from them. The money is here. They have in their cart. We recovered their guns. We have not finished. The husband of the other 2, that's the people that are remaining, were for us to complete their actions, sir.
26 suspects who specialize in kidnapping and playing part in Kabusa Katie kidnap cases, as well as killing of the district head at the Army Estate, were paraded among others. Kikelomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The Rivers State Police Command has announced the dismissal of one Inspector Michael Ode over his involvement in a $3,000 extortion case. Ode, alongside 2 Assistant Superintendent of Police, Dumbra Edo Yabo and Talent Mugung, were accused of kidnapping and extorting 2 men afterwards. The 3 officers risked their unsuspecting victims to 3 states before disposing them of the said amount, equivalent to 4.2 million naira. However, the State Police Command, through its spokesperson Grace Irinji Koko, said the money has been recovered and handed over to the owners. You're watching News Cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and all the handles now showing on your screen. When News Cycle returns, OPEC says Nigeria's crude oil production dropped in January. This news continues shortly after this break. Stay with us. All right, welcome back from the break. The Jigawa Pilgrims Welfare Board said no fewer than 1,210 pilgrims in the state have made full payment of the 4.69 million naira fare for the 2024 Hajj. The board's public relations officer, Murtala Usman, made this known in Dutse. Usman said the board was allocated a total of 1,518 slots by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria for the 2024 Hajj, out of which 1,210 pilgrims made full payment. And that's how we call the news a wrap. My name is Anthony Momori saying thank you for watching. See you soon.